What's up, Alchemist? Welcome back into the podcast. I'm Tom, the Folded Alchemist, and today we're here with another episode on AI. I really love AI. I think it's my favorite. But before we jump into that, I hope everyone's having a great. What is today? Monday? I don't know what day it is. I think it's Monday. Recording this Monday. No, yeah, Monday. Ha! It's been a heck of a weekend, that's for sure. My daughter had two, five, six softball games in 2 days. It was literally like 18 hours of softball in 2 days. It was crazy. She had her school game on Saturday, and then a 4 hour tournament on Saturday, and then like a 2 hour tournament on. So it was like 12 hours because she started at 7. Ended at 7 on Saturday, and then we played for another 2. So it was like a 14-hour uh softball weekend. It was just crazy. Headache. I'm exhausted, and I just need to catch up now. But anyway, yeah, it was fun. I love watching my daughter play. She's an amazing player, and she's getting only growing into herself, and now she's learning how to pitch, and I'm excited for her. She has a great future ahead of her, and I'm really excited to see her, you know, exceed and excel over in softball. And then my son's playing baseball, so he's really getting into that too. So I'm encouraging him to learn how to play better. So hopefully we'll have like two kids who enjoy the two different types of baseball, the two different ball games, softball and baseball. But yeah, they're doing good. My son has a game tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to seeing, and his grandparents are up, so I'm sure he's very excited to have him there at his game. So that was going on in my life this weekend. It's been absolutely nutty and crazy, but it's been a lot of fun. Which is why my content doesn't always come out as fast as I would like it to, just because I always put family first, because that's the most important thing. Content will always be there. Us as humans are finite. So let's jump into this episode, and we're going to talk about AI and how people are afraid that's taking their jobs. It took our jobs. So this is going to be a controversy discussion, I think, and I would love to hear everyone's thoughts on this and what your opinions are and how this is going to, how is it affecting you? How is it, really, how is it affecting you in your industry where you are? Like, how is it affected? How has AI actually affected you? I know from a software development area, it has been, it's been on the heels of IT, because it can, innovate and do a lot of the mundane nonsense that we do. And I think that's my biggest thing with AI is like it's going to replace the mundane. I just want to take a look back at history. Like we look back at, I don't know, what was like some of the first things ever invented? I don't know. People used to walk everywhere. People used to pull carts everywhere. People used to use horses to pull carts. So I don't know. Then we invented the motor vehicle, and then people got jobs and had to build vehicles. So and then because of that, it invented tractors, and people who used to do things on the farm manually learned how to drive, operate, maintain, and repair a tractor. So the mundane job of doing things manually in the field got replaced by a big tractor doing the same thing in the 3 times the amount of time. Um, and now instead of doing the work, you now maintain, repair, and operate said item or object or vehicle. So that now has become like your new job. And that's what I feel like AI is going to kind of doing. Instead of having to write all this code, we can have AI spit out all this template code, and then we create it. Yeah, we can use AI to really tell it how we want to develop the code. Um, I can tell you, I've done AI to do that. I can tell you the amount of times I've had to debug it because it doesn't do it correctly. It makes mistakes. It's not perfect. It's very powerful, but there are still corrections that need to be made inside of the actual AI. So you still have to handle it. And I feel like that is going to be one of the jobs that we're going to have to do. And we can have AI create us code all day. And that's great, but we're still going to have to go ahead and make sure that it's coding correctly, it's putting everything out nicely, and making sure that what it's putting out, it's easy to understand, it's readable code, it's code that's secure, so it's code that's going to operate and function properly. So we have to make sure that we have that human insight, because I feel like you're always going to need that human insight. And if you look at also in the industry of jobs, like who else was there? Like Google came around and replaced yellow books. Like, hey, Google came around and replaced all the yellow books. You had Amazon; it was selling online books. Um, for a long time and took out how many Barnes and Nobles and bookstores. I think there's like maybe 3 or 4 Barnes and Nobles around me in my area that I can go to if I want to buy a book. So that's a big thing too. Like, yes, a lot of jobs were replaced, but a lot of jobs were replaced with other jobs. They weren't just replaced outright. And I think the people who saw these trends coming and were able to pivot and prepare themselves, yes, they're the people who stayed on top and were able to jump into the new roles and handle that area. So yes, so I just think that, like, the technology and everything as a civilization and society has moved us forward in a way that, yeah, jobs have been replaced. And yes, it is scary. I'm not trying to take that away. But I think that we have to look at this from a different way. How is this going to benefit me? What new job is this going to create me? How can I get ahead of it, and how can I learn it? Instead of being fearful of it, that's going to take my job and I'm not going to have anything. I think it's a very pessimistic way to look at it. And I think we have to look at it as, what's the good to come from it? And how can we, how can I approach it to be on the other side of the change, instead of having my job taken away and, bitch at the industry and complain to everyone else that still has a job, when you're truly your control is within yourself. What are you going to learn? What are you going to do to make this better? How can I become smarter, wiser, and stronger in this area that's coming to potentially replace my job? What can I do to make this better? I think it's one of the biggest things that is like AI. Yeah, it's going to automate a lot of different things. It's going to replace a lot of mundane nonsense that's out there. And just looking at like where I work, we use a lot of robots to things where it logs into the application. It's looking at different claims. It's going through those claims. It's running scripts on them to do all this work that a person would have to do, and that person that was doing all that mundane work got trained and replaced to put elsewhere, because now they don't have to do that mundane work. There's higher level work that a person can do that a robot AI can't do at this point in time. Will it be able to? Maybe, possibly, yeah, I guess. But then there's still going to be something there to help maintain it. I think as if AI grows and the faster it gets and the stronger it gets, you're still going to have people that have to be on the back end servers to make sure it stays in check, make sure that it's following whatever guidelines, protocols, laws that we set, to really maintain it. You're always going to need human insight no matter what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest thing behind AI, that there always needs human intervention somewhere. As of today, AI can't really do much without a human prompt. There is some AI coming out like images, but you still have to prompt it for something where, you want like that new AI, I forget what it was called, but it's like a radio station. I think you still have to give it a prompt, and then based off that prompt, it'll start just create originally generated art. And then you can click on another piece of artwork, and then based on that piece of artwork, it'll create a new station. And then that new station keep giving you more artwork and more artwork and more artwork, but you still had to give it a prompt somewhere. And to change the station, you still have to click on the image and prompt it to go further into that type of artwork. So while it's very cool and it's really ahead of the game, it still requires a human to give it input. I think we are still pretty much far away from the days of where AI won't need us to give it input, where it will be sentient and be able to do whatever it wants to do when it wants to do it. I think it's still a couple years away from that. And even if we do get there, I still feel that humans need to have a major guidance over it, to make sure that we keep things safe. I don't think it's gonna get like Terminator like or anything like that, but I want to make sure that AI operates in the way that we operate. Mainly because we don't want to get into the wrong hands, because it is powerful. So I just really think that we have to stop being fearful about AI and start taking AI into the approach of, how can I approach this? How can I be better with it? How can I improve on myself to take AI to the next step of my career? And that's for, and I really think it can fit into any industry. It can fit into technology. It can fit into software development. It can fit into almost any area that we want to be in, whether it be artwork, art design, using AI to come up with different type of artwork, and then you draw it, or you become an AI artist. I mean, using AI stations to create original work. I know that probably doesn't sound like the best thing to do, but that could also be like a pivot where you start having to draw your own. You can use that as a reference to draw something unique for somebody. There are AIs out there that right now are creating original work and not referencing anything. Um, it's giving, it's being given told what something looks like, but it's not giving an image of what it looks like. And then based off of that, the AI then draws based on what it was told what something looks like. Not something that has been trained on by another image or another person's image, which is just a reference. Um, so yeah, so that's cool technology that's coming out. But I really think there's gonna be a lot of ways that AI can be beneficial to us, and being ahead of the game and learning the game, understanding the game, taking trainings on it, getting certified in certain areas for AI, especially AI security right now. It's gonna be massive. Cybersecurity attacks are on the rise, more than they have been in the last few years, and I think they're only gonna get more complicated, more sophisticated because of AI behind them. And knowing how to handle those is going to be a really big thing for us. And it's going to be make a booming market. Like right now, cybersecurity is it's like absolutely in demand. Cloud security is in demand. Data scientists, or I like to call it data alchemy, is in demand. Like those are three top IT sectors right now. There's booming in market, and if you're paying attention, and if you're in the IT world and paying attention, 100% start jumping onto those bandwagons because those are going to be hot commodities. And I know that like penetration testing that's a very saturated market. But if you look at like identity access management, that's a very booming area right now. That's a great place to be in. Cloud security, IAM, cloud consulting in general. It's a very big, hot market to be in. Like GCP, the Google Cloud Professional area, great thing to be in. Um, the AWS, the Amazon Cloud, and Microsoft Azure. Like that's just amazing things to be in right now. Like 100%, I would pick one of those three vendors or go towards like a vendor neutral training, like the certified ethical hacker, the EC Console certified cloud security engineer, which is a vendor neutral, but it will touch on all those technologies that I named: Microsoft, Amazon, and um, what I say, Google. They'll touch on all them and how to secure them from a generic level. And then if you want to get specific to the type of technology you want to use, then you would dive deeper into the areas of like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft to really understand, um, what's going to happen with really understand how those technologies work, how to secure them, how to protect them, things like that. If you're brand new into technology and IT, I would definitely start with like a CompTIA cert, and look at like the Security Plus and Network Plus. So you get your foundation of how all those things work, how they interconnect, how Network Plus, teaches you how to network, how a security, it will teach you how to secure it. Security Plus will go deeper into those security things on it, and just educating yourself around that to work to those bigger certifications, to work towards that area. Some of us might need a career change, and that's okay. Yeah, but I'm 45 years old. Okay, you still got like 30 years ahead of you, 40 years ahead of you. You're young. Go get it. Like 45 is just a mindset, right? You're 45. You got people out there 45 years old freaking getting tackled on the field and getting their ass kicked. So there's no reason why we can't be spending 6 hours behind a computer screen, uh, you know, 2 nights to, 3 nights out of the week for 2 hours studying. So 45 is really just a mindset. And really truly believe that people, you are what you believe. You say I'm old, you're old. So I really feel like age is just a mindset. And 40 is young. And we still have the next 40 years of our life ahead of us to get what you want. And I really feel that screaming and yelling, AI is taking my job, AI is going to make me jobless, AI is going to take away my stuff. I think if we are looking at AI with a different light and how it's going to help us in many different sectors, and how it's going to open up opportunities because of the bad guys out there that are going to be coming at us, we can see AI in a better way to approach it with an open mind, to tackle it and learn how to use it. It has just become another tool that we should learn how to 100% use. Whether you're a user of AI, or whether you're a keeper of AI, or whether you are a super user or admin of some type of AI and doing like cybersecurity work, cloud security work, hacking, ethical hacking, whatever it might be. Data analytics, data alchemy, whatever you're doing with your AI, learning it inside and out, upside down, and sideways is going to be set you apart from everyone else. while they're screaming, AI took my job, you paid attention to change, and now you're in there, and now you're on the other side of that change. So that's my take on where we're going with AI and the job industry and how it's taking our jobs. I think the biggest thing is to just keep watching the market, see where things are going, what's up and coming, what's hot, what's not, and just really following along the trends. I feel like this is going to be our biggest revolution inside of technology, and it's changing the world literally one day at a time. It's slowly changing the world, and either you are on the right side of history, doing what you need to do to stay ahead of the game, or you're on the wrong side of the history, bitching, complaining that AI is taking your job and not in being in control of your life, making the choices that you should be making to do what you can do for you. And for myself, how can I get better at my job with AI? How can I use AI to learn more? How can I use AI to code better? How can I use AI to get into better industries? How can I use AI and whatever? It's just looking at it in a different light. I think really understanding that AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. They were trying to put pause on development, but that's like trying to put pause on a locomotive at this point. The train's left the station. It's not stopping here. They can put regulations around it, which I think they need to have some type of regulations around it. Um, running anything rampant and free is never a good thing. Not everyone has the best interests in play in mind, and people tend to be out for themselves. But that's another thing. Like you can keep, that's another thing about AI. You can sit here and tout all the bad things about the AI, and I guarantee you're gonna find it. But if you look and talk about all the good things about AI, you're gonna find that too. So what energy do you want? Anything that you put out, you're going to get back. If you're putting out negative energy around something, you're going to get that negative energy back. If you're putting positive energy about that, you're going to get that positive energy back. So which one are you looking for? And I think that's like a big thing too, in life. It's just, what energy you put out is the energy you get back. So again, those are my takes, my opinions. But I would love to have a conversation on all this. So you can find me, and this is probably gonna be the end of the podcast here, guys. So find me on all of my socials, except for Twitter. You can find me everywhere at the Full Data Alchemist, Alchemists with an S at the end, and then Twitter is at Data Alchemist. I'm gonna get Full Data Alchemist because it's too long. So find me on all my socials. Um, just search Full Data Alchemist, and you can find me there. And then this has been a podcast I've been wanting to talk about for a while. So glad I was able to get this recorded and get it out there. So cool. But yeah, if you're into chatting with me, if you're into, I would love to have conversations around this. So check me out on all my socials, Full Data Alchemist. Hit me up, DM me. Let's discuss this. I would love to hear your opinions. I love to hear your stories, how AI is affecting you, how you're choosing to use AI for it. If you're not sure how to start with AI, please reach out with me. I would love to help you get started on AI and I help you understand how AI works and how to use it. I've been using it since it really became public. So I would love to help anyone who needs help with AI. I'm still learning how to prompt correctly, but I will gladly help anyone who wants to learn. Um, so please feel free to reach out. You can hit me up on Discord as Riven. That's my username is Riven. So hit me up there. Um, and then yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with you all. So thank you all very much for listening to this, and I will check you all out in the next one. Peace out, alchemists.